Hey guys, Philosopher here, and today I'm going to test out the new Shuri in the tech raids. Same kit pretty much, but look at the stat increase. Really what makes her a lot different here is 50% additional health. Why is that so important? Well, this character's healing is really based on her max health, okay? 15% of her max health, 4 times, pretty significant here, right? That's 60% of her max health, which is now 749k instead of like 340 something, where she was for me before. She's also healing on her turn, 10% of her max health. Now we have this AoE on her basic, which, let's face it, that's not the important thing. But let's check her out. I know a lot of you are asking me, is she worth bringing up for 2.3? I do have, pretty large Shuri here, right? Gear tier 16, 6 red stars. So let's check her out. Let me pull. This is usually the team I run. And my Shuri is often like hanging by a thread. Hanging by a thread. She's usually useless fairly early on here. All right, well, we had a sub in the middle of the video, so I got to thank Breathing Fire and everybody else who subbed. All right, I turned off the alert box here. Here we got Shuri. All right, so there you go. She does her thing, gives the defense up. So, a lot of folks I know don't use T'Challa on the first node. I like to, because I find that he means that he makes it so I don't need to use the Doom Ultimate. I used to use the Doom Ultimate on node 1. Now I have no problem saving the Doom Ultimate, and usually my team does pretty well. I do use the special here, which generally clears things off, and then see he blinds Silver Surfer and steals his energy, and so we're generally good to go. Okay. Okay, so far so good. All right, let's do our little AoE thing here. Oh, AoE. Okay. And then I like doing her bleedy bleed move there. And then usually I get it, there you go. I can get it down to those two pretty quickly. So obviously if you use the ult here, you'll win without them taking a turn. If I do this here, it just means I usually heal or I swap in other characters for the next node. Here's the difference, though. I will just tell you, as somebody who has been running this team every day for a long time, this is an awesome result for her to be alive, this much alive. Let's just see what her healing is. So one issue is he got heal block, so I'm concerned some of the healing will go to her, but let's just see how good it is. Wow, look at that healing, huh? That's really nice. That's really nice. Look at that. Pretty good. Pretty clean. All right, we'll try her on the next node. Now, she's really a character I usually don't, I sub her out on node 2 because she's used her special already, and she's usually half dead. But we will, because the whole point of this video is to see how well she does. People want to see it. We're going to do what we're going to do here. We'll use the exact same team, even though, like I said, I usually sub out characters into this node. I usually am pretty consistent I don't need a lot of heals because I'll just have a motley assortment of characters that come in and support Doom and Kestrel. That's sort of how I've been running these, which is fine if you've got a bigger roster. Okay, so the special is ready. I guess I misremembered that. That really helps here. So then that should make this easy. Let's see. We'll give this a try. So now here's the issue. I would love to be able to put this on Captain America Sam, but it's not going to work. So we'll do it here. The problem is Sam's going to speed up the team. So that's the issue. Well, no, and now we're good. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm basically slowing him down so that he never goes. No problem. Now, is this the absolute perfect way to run this node? Probably not. This may have been, I certainly will say that I do tend to misplay when I do a video. But this is good enough here. We'll spread some defense down here just in case. We'll get it disrupted there, so this way I don't have to deal with the taunt. Yeah, we're good. Just getting rid of her. I don't like her barrier or there we go. I don't like her barrier or cleanse, so that's why I usually like to target her. And then so far so good, right? Her healing's going to be amazing here. Yeah. She's suddenly become just a fantastic character. You can see now I'm already in cooldown management mode. She's going to do what she's going to do. But we should kill Corvus here. Guess not. Very acceptable situation. Ordinarily what I would do then is just, if I don't heal up Lady Deathstrike, I'd sub her out for the boss node. So, I can see, I run those two nodes. I don't always get the boss node. It really depends on what's up. But I run those two nodes, I would say, every single day, or pretty close to it. I'm always getting the tech nodes. And I do, this is much smoother than it has been. I think that if you are a player who's struggling in tech nodes, I think Shuri's a must bring up at this point. So to me, she's a core member of the group. So when we're looking at the tech characters now in the Doom raid, I mean, to me, the core characters, I really still love Kestrel and Doom. Lady Deathstrike and Star-Lord are the other two that I think are the next two best characters. And now I think Shuri is right in that mix. I mean, I think she may be above these two. Really, she's probably the third most essential character right in there. Because the defense up is bigger than you realize. The defense up is lowering incoming damage by 50%. And you're getting it up front. She generates ability energy. She's healing your team. And then you have those out-of-turn deflects. What held her back before was just she would die so easily. And the large amount of max health is significant. Now, obviously, I have a big Shuri. I got gear tier 16. I have 6 red stars on her. I got blue ISO on her. Obviously, everyone does who's using her in Doom. But I think, all my characters are large. And so I think that's significant. So if you don't have some of these characters, what are other characters you use? I usually do use Misty Knight. In fact, a lot of times what I used to do is get Star-Lord T'Challa prepped up on the first node. And then I'd sub in Misty Knight for the next node. Kate Bishop, I find, is just okay. She's just, I view her as just in the just okay category. She's a sacrificial lamb that I use to flip buffs and so forth. Nebula, I find, is just filler / sacrificial lamb. A lot of people swear by Ghost. So Ghost to me is a very high skill character to use. In other words, you really have to know what you're doing and aim for the right things. This is 271% health, okay? And this is 6 red stars, gear tier 15. Maybe you have teal gear on your Ghost. I would never do that. So the reason Ghost is fantastic is you can rewind characters, right, with this speed bar. But you really have to know what you're doing, and you have to get a little lucky. I mean, to me, I view Ghost in the sacrificial lamb category. I know some people like her. To me, she's sacrificial lamb category. The other ones that are, to me, how can I put it, are variable, high RNG candidates. Minerva's fantastic if you are, if you happen to have a situation where she lives and she's rezzing people. She can have some runs where she's amazing for you. But then she has other runs where she just gets targeted right away and gets rolled. 400k health, very low armor. She just gets rolled very quickly. So, sometimes she's good. She's great with characters that summon a lot of bots. So if you bring, let's say you use Ultron and Doom with her, whenever your bots die, your summons die, she's filling speed bar and whatever. But, that means you have to use Ultron, who I view as a very high RNG character. I haven't invested a lot in Ultron, but a lot of my alliance mates have these super Ultrons. They suck in war, and they're really just okay-ish here. I view them as filler characters. I actually think Falcon is just as good, if not better, choice if you really want to invest in a tech character that's off meta. Falcon, frankly, is more useful in war right now than Ultron. Or similar use. And some of my alliance mates swear by him in raids. Ravager Stitcher I've actually used in a pinch is just okay. Or Ravager Boomer, I actually throw them in occasionally just to be fodder. But, for example, I'm low on damage. And then we haven't talked about Doc Ock. So to me, Doc Ock, he used to be somebody that I swore by because I liked the deflex he gave. I liked his flip. I liked the fact that he summoned a shocker. But now that we've gotten T'Challa and Lady Deathstrike in the game, I've kind of soured on him a little bit. I like him on the boss node. That's where I like him the best. I mean, he shines if you can use him on one of the earlier nodes and prep his flip, and then you bring him in on his flip in the boss node, because the entire team gets speed up, and then you flip those speed ups to slows. And I know that doesn't seem like a big deal to a lot of you, but going from 50% faster speed bar gain for the enemy to 50% slower is just massive. It means the enemy is going to take a lot fewer turns. It's very, very, very significant. So, to me, he's fine. He's a choice. So to me, I used to call this Kestrel, Doom, and then a bunch of cannon fodder. I call them the sacrificial lambs. I don't think it's quite that way anymore. I do think that, Shuri is right up in there, and Lady Deathstrike and T'Challa are quite good. But, if you don't have all of the team, you can do the sacrificial lamb strategy that I did for so long, and I think it works. You just use less heals by just tossing in new characters in there, and as long as you keep your Kestrel and your Doom healed up, you're fine. All right, guys, if you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel. If you got comments, questions, cheers, jeers, happy, sad, angry, mad, you can put them below or go to my Discord. You can also go to my Twitch stream, which is linked below too.